Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a problem that quietly sabotages almost every organization out there: data chaos. You know, it's that hidden reason why your customer experience breaks down, why reports never seem to make sense, and why simple tasks can become just incredibly frustrating. So let's dive into this with a scenario that probably feels, well, pretty familiar. I mean, think about it. Have you ever gotten mail sent to the wrong address or seen your name spelled 3 different ways in emails from the exact same company? Yeah, that's not just some minor annoyance. It's a symptom of a much, much bigger problem. And this is what that same problem looks like on the inside of a business. Marketing has one name for a project, sales has another, HR has a third. It sounds small, right? But this simple little disconnect creates so much confusion, it wastes time, and it leads to reports that just don't add up. It's a classic case of data chaos, where every department is kind of stuck in its own bubble, speaking a completely different language. Now, this whole problem of inconsistency, it's not just about project names. It gets way more serious. It hits an organization's most critical information, what's known as its master data. So what is master data? Well, you can think of it as the essential nouns of a business. Things like your customers, your products, your suppliers. This is the core information that everyone in the company needs to share. And here's the kicker. This data doesn't actually change all that often, but it is absolutely critical that it's consistent no matter where it's being used. Okay, so we've got this mess. How do we fix it, right? How do we get marketing, sales, and HR to all agree on what to call a project, or a customer, or a product, and just make sure everyone is finally on the same page? Well, this is where Master Data Management, or MDM for short, swoops in to save the day. It's really the hero of our story here. And it's not just some piece of software you buy. It's a whole approach, a set of processes, all dedicated to one thing: creating a single, authoritative version of the truth for an organization's most important data. And at the very heart of MDM is this fantastic concept called the golden record. Its whole purpose, its entire reason for being, is to take all the messy, conflicting, and frankly incomplete versions of your data and forge one perfect, trusted record for every single customer, every product, you name it. Okay, a golden record. Sounds amazing, right? But how does that actually happen? How do you really forge this one perfect record out of all that chaos? Well, it's actually a pretty logical 3-step process. First up, the MDM system goes out and gathers all the different versions of the data from like every corner of the company. The CRM, the accounting software, everything. Then it gets to work. This is the magic part. It starts consolidating and cleaning everything, merging records, tossing out duplicates, fixing errors. And the final result? You guessed it, that single, reliable, golden record. And wow, you can really see the transformation right here. Before MDM, you've got total chaos. 3 different systems, 3 different versions of a customer's name. But after, you get clarity. MDM consolidates them all into one clean, complete, and authoritative master record. That is the single source of truth in action. Now, a common question people ask is, wait, isn't this just a data warehouse? It's a great question because they sound similar. They both want that single source of truth, but they have really different jobs. Think of it like this. MDM is all about getting the nouns right, your customers, your products. A data warehouse, on the other hand, takes those perfect nouns and then combines them with all the verbs, the transactions like sales and shipments, so you can do deep analysis. They're a team, really. MDM provides the clean, reliable ingredients that a data warehouse uses for its reporting. So we know what MDM is, we know how it works. But let's get to the big question. Why bother? What's the payoff here? Why is this so critically important for any business? The impact is, well, it's huge. MDM drives major improvements across the board. Data quality just skyrockets. And when your data is better, your operational efficiency gets a massive boost. I mean, your teams can spend less time arguing about whose numbers are correct and more time actually doing their jobs. And crucially, it helps organizations meet all those complex legal and regulatory requirements with confidence. And this goes way beyond just the day-to-day stuff. MDM provides this rock-solid foundation for the big strategic moves a company has to make. Think about a merger. MDM is how you make sense of 2 completely different sets of customer data. Or when you're migrating to a new system, MDM ensures you're not just moving bad data into a new home. So it's not just about cleaning up the past. It's about enabling the future and protecting the organization from some pretty serious risks. If you need a number to really grasp the scale of this problem, here it is. A single healthcare organization might have a patient's information scattered across 250, yes, 250 different systems. Just try to imagine updating a patient's address manually across all of them. It's basically impossible. MDM makes this manageable. You change it in one place, it updates that golden record, and all the other systems follow along.
Now, to make all this work, MDM doesn't operate in a vacuum. It relies on a powerful set of tools, and what I like to call the rules of the road for data.
The first tool in the box is the data dictionary. Think of this as the official rulebook, or maybe an encyclopedia, for all of your organization's data. It defines what every piece of data actually means, so when someone sees a field called initial score, they know exactly what it is, where it came from, and how it should be used. No more guesswork. All right, the next part of the toolkit is data integrity. And if the data dictionary is the rulebook, then you can think of these as the traffic laws for your data. They work behind the scenes to automatically prevent errors. These rules make sure that only the right kind of data goes into a field, that you don't end up with duplicate records for the same customer, and that different data systems stay perfectly in sync. It's the engine that keeps that golden record pure. So if there's one thing you take away from all of this, let it be this. Master data management is not an IT project. It is a fundamental business strategy. It's all about building a foundation of reliable and consistent information so that everyone in the organization can finally trust the data they're using to make decisions. So there you have it. That's master data management. It's the discipline that transforms data from a source of confusion into an asset that builds trust and drives better decisions. And the question I'll leave you with is this. Is your organization's data building trust, or is it just creating more confusion?